No sword in my hands, just a will that won't break. I've seen modest terror tremble, felt every quake. Sam carried Frodo when he couldn't go on. Now I carry that heart even when hope is gone. Then came Gandalf's staff, lit the sky. Even the darkest times still let light fly. From Isengard fall to Helm's Deep's last stand. I rise with the brave, not just sword in hand. Don't fight for crowns, I don't kneel to fate. I stand like Eo and I won't hesitate. Aragorn's cry, Theoden's charge in the fray. I'm the flame in the dusk of the break of day. I don't fight for crowns, I don't kneel to fate. I stand like Eo and I won't hesitate. Aragorn's cry, Theoden's charge in the fray. I'm the flame in the dusk, the break of day. Fellow of the rings, I give it all. From Moria's dark to Mount Doom's fall. Fellow, beyond the pain, we fight till it's over, we rise again. From ashes we rise, we answer the call. We stand for the light, we are one for all. Born with the fire like smog in the air, but I learned from Boromir, beware despair. Power corrupts, the ring's heavy price. Gollum fell chasing it twice. I saw Denethor fall, blinded by fear, while Faramir stood, silent but clear. Galadriel's grace, but a fire inside. She passed on the test, while others just lied. I'm not just a fighter, I'm light through the shade. Like Legolas swift, and Gimli unafraid. From Rivendell's peace to the Black Gate's cry, I rise like the eagles, I will not die. Fellow, we give it all. From the Shire to Shadow, we heed the call. Fellow, beyond the flame, with hearts unbroken, we rise again. Through trolls and wraiths, we rise through the fall. We stand for the weak, we are one for all. Fellow, through fire and stone, from ends that march to thrones overthrown. Fellow, no fear remains, even Sauron's shadow breaks at our name. We carry the ring, we answer the call. We stand as the light, we are one for all. I am here with the fellow of the rings.
What's going on, boys and girls? Welcome. How's everybody doing? One more session of the Mega Server in the Rice War. What's up, Aiden? Well, my boy Wyman. We got Avicii in the house. We also have CJ Gaming, Arc, my boy Angus. Grab your drinks. And let's go, baby. How's everybody doing tonight? Let's make sure the screen is the right size. There we go. Oh, I mean, one more session as in today is another session, not the only one. We're doing one tomorrow, right? Another day, another victim of sniping. Oh, man. I mean, I've been sniped quite a few times. So I get you, my brother. I get it. My boy Avicii. We're 30 seconds, 60 seconds into the stream. Avicii hitting us up with the 250 super chat, my man. I appreciate the support, brother. All right. And we are live, baby. All right. Ooh, did Angmar get K-Doom? Yes, they sure did. So this is what's been going on today. Just a few minutes ago, Angmar has taken back K-Doom. What does that mean? Well, let me present a few things that have been going on, right? I'll start covering our side over here. Right, so we took the pass and we've been fighting here this whole time. All right, so I'm pushing, trying to push with my brothers in arms here. Oh, let's put some of the in-game audio. Here we go. All right, Ark. Good luck. Good luck. Get that farm. Get that farm, man. That's what you gotta do. Get that farm. I got my tile over here. Sweeto. Good question, Aiden. I'm not sure yet. Let me remove these before Necromancer comes in. Farm be hotter. Oh, okay, maybe. Cornesi. I know who you are, Cornesi. Come on. They made a deal so they can be on fellow stream. We offer Edward some kebab. I don't want to watch me be farmed. Freya, come on. You run such a big formation. You ain't getting farmed. Come on. You know. Uber deals are the best. All right. So, on our side, we've been fighting here, trying to push. Jabba hasn't been uprooted yet, interestingly enough. Ricky Spanish has, though. He was over here. He ain't here no more. What's up, Big Mike? What's going on, Livian? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, guys. It feels good having a clean face, a clean shave, a clean shaven face. Not gonna lie, it's nice. So, gonna take me a bit to decide, not a bit of time, but a bit of thinking to really decide to let it grow again. I'm not sure. Not sure if I will. A deal by Panda and Bear. What's up, Turgon? Yeah, my face is clean shaven too, bro. Twinsies, yeah. It feels good. It feels good to have a clean face. Use S20 recap video is uploading right now. What's up? Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's have a quick gander over. Yeah, so nothing going on really over here. We've been pushing back and forth here on this side of the pass. I need to give me. Actually, I'm not gonna tell what I need to give me. I'll let you guys see in the future. But yeah, we got some defenses over here. I am AFK is here. Yeah, I think he's here. He twice. Yeah, 2 armies of his here. Got Morgoth over here. What's up, Shane? My beard is more famous in my stream for sure. Just wanted to grow my beard out more evenly, so I had to start from scratch. Yeah, I don't know if I will. I like it, but at the same time, it's just so much hassle to keep it that I'm not sure. Please hit my uncle. Haha, he got an army city on it. Where is he at though? I don't see Thorn anywhere. Gotta tell him to tell me where he's at. Is Thorn here? That's Morgoth. That ain't no Thorn. Oh, man. All right. Now, the interesting thing, though, is what's been going on up north, right? So, some teams started to kind of fortify their regions around Dol Guldur. As you can see, Erebor has taken the other pass that goes into SAV, Southern Anduin Vale. The interesting is not even that, is that if you go into Dol Guldur region, you see teams starting to set up a lot of forts. There was a fortress going up here earlier. I'm not sure what happened if somebody destroyed. I'm gonna have to assume Erebor has on their own destroyed it, but I'm not too sure. But you see a lot of forts getting set up here already, and it kind of goes along with what my hunch is. Something has happened where Erebor has removed their attention from the northwest. Right? They basically removed their attention from K-Doom. They were so into the land, they uprooted so many that in less than a day from that, it doesn't really make sense for this to be clean like this, right? But it could be in an attempt to, you know, spice things up, maybe, and that's good. All right. So my hunch is there was some kind of communication. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if Erebor starts pulling out of this region and focusing more towards the ring. See, as you can see, Step is already all the way at the tunnel, so which makes me think that Erebor has kind of put a, stepped on the brakes a little bit here and focusing more towards the end. Interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out, though. All right, that's really it in terms of the recap. I'll show you guys what I've been working on, what I've been doing. All right, let's see. I think today is a good time to kind of show things that are going on in world chat. Hopefully everybody's behaving. Who even watches YouTube these days that is over 10 years old? I mean, some people do, brother. Some people do. Look at that, Yerte. Yerte, who is the leader of Toby, has confirmed my hunches. There you go. Okay. So then again, like I said, I don't have any intel. I hope you guys know me enough to trust me when I say I don't have any intel. Because when I do, like in nudes, I'll tell you that because I'm, I exclude my opinions from a lot of things because I do know a lot of information. So I just kind of present the facts or things that you can see. So in this case, I don't. I'm just a regular player in Panda. So that's all. I'm just looking at the map and making my own assumptions in forms of theory. Okay, and then Yertik just kind of confirmed. So let's see. You cannot reason with the tiger when your head is in its mouth. That's a pretty good quote, and I would agree. It's kind of easy for whoever is the tiger to try to offer things, and stuff. I get what he means, and I think it's a pretty cool line, by the way. Yo, what's up? Is this Malice? Is it Malice? Let's have a quick look. Malice is probably one of the oldest people I know in this game. I'm not sure if he's gonna remember that, but I need to actually maybe reach out to him later. Is it Malice? No idea anymore. But Maleficent, Malice, could be something. Let's see some of the comments, y'all. You look 10 years old. I mean, I'm happy. I'll take that as a compliment. Four kids. I mean, yeah, 4 kids, and yeah. I don't know. I did it more for the business meeting I had this past last night. That's why I couldn't stream. So we'll see. We shall see. I have one pressing matter. Oh, that's okay. All right. Let's put that back in there. All right, cool. Okay, shall I show you guys some of the leaderboards and stuff? Super Cow. Oh, my son always asks me to, but I'm kind of hesitant. He's only 11, and I would be hesitant to let him, read world chat and things like that. People can get very nasty, So I don't think I want my 11-year-old even seen the world chat. But he's always asking, so I might consider, kind of teaching him how to play strategy games and stuff. Be cool. My son enjoys the same things that I do. Go back to where I was. All right, I don't even know where I was, Hayden. He would be crushed fast if you don't pay for him. Like and subscribe, yo, for shizzle. Angmar fights and takes Homeland back. Angmar giving Homeland back, actually. Come on, guys. I have to put something on the thumbnail to make it interesting. But either way, it's like I said, I think I don't want to go back. I remember when 2.0 hit. I don't know if you guys remember. I did a live stream, or probably a couple of live streams, where I was so upset about it. And I would just go on these these like down moments, saying, "Oh, how we're gonna miss it. How the game was great." And I at one point I said, "Look, I gotta stop talking about it, because every time I do, I just go back to that same feeling, and I don't want to keep repeating those things over and over again." So the same thing with how the season is playing. You guys know my opinion on how it played out at the beginning, how the dynamic of the server was. For one thing, so this is one thing that I would recommend, okay? When we do another mega server, we need more than 4 factions. Because 4 factions is easy to divide. You fight them, they fight them, like it's kind of been happening. Now, if you have 5 factions, it creates a third, like an outside element that they can choose where they go. But ideally, you want to have 6 factions in a place like this, if not more. And like I said, it doesn't have to be teams of the same size. That's a big mistake we did in this one. We're trying to get big teams to join. As long as you have active 200-player factions, if you have 200-player factions in every single faction here, man, the type of server we'd see completely different than what we have right now. Imagine the dynamic between, let me have a look here. Give me a second. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 factions? 10 factions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10 factions. 2,000 players. Imagine the dynamic of 10 different factions. Whew. That would be the season to watch. Lack of resources all around. You can get crazy fights everywhere because of nobody. People just don't care. Multiple places being fought. Oh, incredible. But in my opinion, because most of the other servers are just boring. So to me, it's either we try to, and I'm pretty sure if you had 10 factions here with mid-sized teams, as long as it's 200 players, I doubt you have trouble, because those mid-sized teams are never gonna get the ring anyway. Let's be real. When was the last time that you guys played a server? And look, I played many boring seasons, and we won all of them. You'd won every single one of them. Besides the one we got, besides the last one, which was, we had a lot of players against us. We haven't lost a season in a very long time. Now, when was the last time you guys saw a mid-sized team win the ring? Or not be anything but food? I'm all ears. I get your point. But no mid-sized team wins these. No, they don't. Please give me an example. Shooting outs, I'll take your comment if you give me example. So having an active server is a lot better than playing a boring server and not even doing anything. That's my personal opinion. What's up, Hyperion? What's up, my boy? Most servers have big teams, though. All you need is one big team. That's all you need is one big team. and nobody has a chance. So give me an example of an actual team that fought in a pretty packed server, or with one faction that had a pretty big team, and the mid-sized team won. Just give me an example. I'm all ears. I don't think there are that many. Oh, see, look at this dude. Look at this dude playing with me. I shall see you later. I need examples, man. I need examples. I'll take the answer if you can give me examples. That's all I'm for. I'm for facts. If you can give me, okay, 2 seasons ago there was this team, this mid-sized team that beat Unbroken and this other team, or they beat Fire, and I don't remember when was the last time a small team, a mid-sized team, won a server. After season 3, which season 3 they play that campaign that if it's a team never won, they kind of stay in that cycle until they win or something. But season 4 onwards, I don't remember a single team. Not in the last 6 months to a year. So I'm not saying it has to be mid-sized teams that are competitive, but if mid-sized teams are able to compete, they should come in. Like that season where you used was 10v2'd against a bunch of smaller teams, and the only reason why those smaller teams couldn't do anything is because, if I'm not wrong, the only 2 big teams was using gods. Everybody else was very free to play. So that was 10v2. That's not what we're saying. I'm not saying 10v2, bring 10 mid-sized teams. I'm saying bring as many big teams as you can, but then try to bring other teams. So, because they can mess up with the balance of the server. That's the whole point. I'm sure there are mid-sized teams that would like to participate in the server. I think it would be worth a try. If it doesn't work, guys, then it doesn't work. But the way that we choose servers right now is worse than what we're trying to say right now. So, all right, let's look at some leaderboards while I check some of your guys' comments. I'm doing pretty good, Hyperion. Doing pretty good. Had a good day at work. Got home, watched the movie. Oh, I'm not gonna get into movies. Not tonight. Yeah, had dinner. Had a little fun with my boys. I got 2 boys and a girl, and another one that we don't know yet what it is, a boy or a girl. So had a little fun with them, and yeah, now we're streaming a little bit before I go to bed. Evolution, that is a good comment. If there's a mega server, I understand what you mean. I'm not too sure. I hope there is another one, because I don't think the other server. I don't think that the way we're playing right now is fun at all. Being the dominant team in a whole server is extremely boring, unless there are a couple of teams that enjoy that. Or a server that is just dead. I don't know. I mean, you guys pick your poison. I prefer, and most of my time playing this game has been on teams that lost, and I enjoyed it much better than being in a boring season, to be honest. A small team couldn't even take a pass. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying small teams like that. There are teams that are not extremely, competitive in terms of level, accounts in the team, but also potentially, I'm not sure, in activity in the game. For example, you got teams like Axed, who I know. I can't, out of the top of my head, I can't remember the other teams, but Axe is one of them. I mean, for example, Fire would be awesome to bring in. Burn would be interesting to bring in. I don't know how big Ilil is right now, but bringing Ilil or them merging with another team and making a good team would be fun. There's plenty of teams that could compete if and when we did this again. Austin and Owen, I'm having success running King of Men as my tank support. Yeah, he can be. I've been thinking about a different build today, and I'm running through some of my friends here on in a game. Just see how we see if it's possible. But see nothing in battle reports of his R4 reducing damage of other formation units, specifically the rest of the battle for man units after madness. So that's the thing, Austin and Owen. It only applies when you have madness, right? So let's go to King of Man really quick. So King of Man, the damage reduction only lasts before you hit level 10 until rounds 5, okay? Now, when it's round 10, if you have man units in your army, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is only for Aragorn's formation. I need to check this, okay? This then lasts throughout the whole fight, but only when you have madness, when you are maddened or stunned, okay? So I believe it's only for his formation, but I could be wrong and you guys can correct me, okay? And it has to be, the reduction lasts to the till the end of the battle, but they have to have madness or stun. It could be interpreted as when they are stunned, it lasts for the duration of the fight. No, it just means that if you get, for example, if you have man units and you get stunned in round 7, you get that reduction. Okay. Yeah, so you said the issue we having at this very moment in our server is people having different perspectives on what fun and mega is. So people felt frustrated when they feel frustrated to get what they hope for. So I agree with you. And there's one thing that I understood when we were talking about making this mega server, and that was there would be this organic element of keeping the balance, right? And that's why I'm saying maybe having only 4 factions makes it very hard to keep that balance, okay? So for example, let's say, right, Gondor is fighting Arnor. Look, and I'm just gonna give you an example. I'm not saying this should be happening, but let me just give you that's what my thought was. So let's say Gondor is hitting, right, Arnor. So we're taking their land. Then my thought would have been, okay, so Erebor being the second or the biggest team, amongst in the server, they would say, okay, Arnor is losing land. So let's start attacking Gondor to get some of their players off Arnor so they can breathe a little. And, so kind of the idea is to kind of create this organic feel where the leaders of each faction say, okay, so Angmar is getting pushed way too much. So then Gondor could say, let's send, 20, 30 players into the pass, start taking their tiles, so they send some players to us. So it kind of gives Angmar some breathing room. That was my idea. Okay? That was what I thought, which is not happening. But the one thing that I do think that shouldn't been done, okay? The thing that shouldn't been done is the leader chat that you guys have that was created to get this mega server going should have been deleted after everything was done. Like after registration was locked, that channel, in my opinion, should have been closed. Because I don't think if you guys are trying to create a dynamic and organic server, why is every leader of all the 4 big factions in a group talking to each other about ideas to balance the server? That's exactly the opposite of what we were trying to accomplish. The idea is each team's so if everybody had agreed was, okay, each team has the will to do what they want, correct? And by not having this leader group where you guys are always communicating stuff, Because every time you guys communicate stuff and somebody says, "Oh, I don't like your idea," it starts creating these, these little clans of like, okay, it seems the Erebor and Arn and Gondor agree a lot, so they kind of stick together, And Angmar and these guys, we agree more because we're, they're both of the other teams are pushing our teams, so we kind of stick together because we don't like what they're doing. Even if they're not doing something together, like even if they're not in agreement, like, okay, let's both hit these guys, it just creates, it does exactly the opposite of what we were trying to accomplish. And this is my frustration with the server. Having a group, a chat where all you guys are just talking every day or every other day completely beats the point of this server. Big mistake. I'm sorry, guys, but in my eyes. And remember, the idea sparked with Senko. Sorry if I say your name wrong, brother. Just you can correct me. But Intergon was as little diplomacy as possible, make it dynamic, and just a full-on brawl. And that's not what we're getting. We're getting the same thing that we get in every single server. Fixed fights. Leaders trying to talk to each other. Okay, maybe, what if you guys give us this? We'll give you that. Or we will take this pass. We'll let you guys know before we attack. Like, what kind of a war game is this? We'll let you know before we attack, guys. Okay? But it's supposed to be an organic server. But I'll tell you, before we make a move, I'll let you guys, my rivals, know what I'm doing. It's like playing a sport. It's like playing football. It's like playing football, and we say hike, right? Like if American football, for example, the quarterback says hike, and say, "Wait, guys, give me a second. Hey, you safety." I played football in high school, so hey, you safety. I'm gonna throw to the guy on your left. Okay, so start running that way because the ball's gonna go there. Okay, all right, let's go, guys. Let's keep going. That's what we're doing here, and we try to create this server to be something dynamic. And we're doing the same thing over and over and over again. I told you guys that's not what the hope was. And look, I might get a lot of backlash, but at this point, I don't care because everybody says they want something, and they go back to doing the same thing that they were. It's more comfortable for them. So I think there are a couple of mistakes that started from the beginning. And so this is why I think if you bring in more teams and you agree to say, look, guys, and like I say this almost every other live stream, it seems that people, they say, oh, we want fun. Yes, we want fun. It's also a lie. People don't want fun. People want to win. And then after they secure the win, they create the fun. Nobody, I'm surprised at how united and how much fun. And look, I was in the council of youths the season we got wrecked, so I know the frustration. But I don't remember seeing youths more united and having as much fun as we did on the season we lost. The funnest, non-stop fighting. Guys, we lost. The biggest team at the time, the biggest team in the game, lost. We got the gray badge. Right? Because all youths wants is the ring. That's what everybody says. And yet, it was the funnest I've had, and it's the funnest that some of the youths players that I talked to have told me that was the best season. Because we really, after when we saw that we were not going to win, the fights meant a lot more than the ring badge. And I'm sorry, most teams are not genuine when they say they want fun. No, they want the ring. At least be honest about it. They want the ring. And then fun is after they secure the ring. This is, to me, one of the reasons why this server is not working. Because although leaders say they want fun, no. They want to secure the ring. After they secure the ring, then they will have fun. Want me to prove it to you? The fact that there isn't a Gondor Erebor pin over here is an example of that. The fact that there isn't, an Angmar and Arnor pin over here, and I'm not saying in this case it's because of them, What's up, G2R? You know, I know they're both getting pushed back, so of course not going to hit each other. But the fact that there's so little, the pins are not organic everywhere, you can tell that we're still playing the same way that we were before. Right? So, well, teams have different perspectives on things. People play different styles. Yes, but that wasn't the agreement when we were talking about the mega server right there. When we were preaching the mega server, we were very clear on the expectations. So if you're gonna close a deal, say I'm gonna do this, but then you say, oh yeah, but I have my own way of playing, that means you're not being honest then. Because if you go back to the streams before a lot of the teams decided to go, we kind of set out the rules and the expectations. So if you say you're going to participate in something, like, yeah, but actually I don't want to do it the way you guys said you're going to do, so then why do it? It's okay if you don't want to do it, that's fine, but don't sign up to something and then do whatever way you want because you now you want to win. You know, now you care more about winning than your commitment to what we were trying to create. So that's it. You know, I hope the teams here, I hope that most of the teams here, even though it might not go the way that that they want, look, I'm here for the fights, guys. You're gonna if I start losing, you're gonna still see me live streaming because I'm here for the fights. And I hope that the teams here do give another shot if we'll work out the issues here and there, and then because I do think it has potential. It has potential to be fun servers. Maybe it's not a server that people will do every single time. I understand that, but this should be the type of server where, look, we're here for the fights. Win or lose, we're here for the fights. And we're going to make it fun. But you can make it fun if you're like, yeah, but, I have friends in Erebor, I have friends in Arnor, so I'm not, I kind of don't want to hit them right now. I'll leave things as they are. It's like, it's supposed to take you away from the comfort zone. That was the idea. It's take people away from their regular comfort zones, do something different. But no, like we're seeing the same things again. So we'll see. I still have hope for the rest of the server because, I think every team wants the ring. Like I said, people say they want the fun, but only after they secure. See, Sauron is not Sauron is not wrong to know that the ring of power is a ring of power for a reason. It gets people. It's shiny. It gets people. So, but because I know teams will still want it. You might see some dynamic here, but I don't know what kind of dynamic. And I'm cool as long as there is changes, and it's not like, oh, okay, everybody knows that that this team is gonna get this piece of land here, but they're not gonna go through this pass over here because that's our buffer here. As long as there isn't all these little micromanagement, I still think the rest of this is gonna be good. I'm not the happiest camper right now for the beginning. All right. There you go. That's my 2 cents, my 20 cents there. You want your resources, Freya? Come and get it. You got a formation to come and get it. Shoot. Freaking Z12 Dane. What you talking about? It'll be nice to be able to fight. I know. I've been there. My season, I had 20,000. I had 15,000 in resources to fight. It was nuts. Yeah, it has to be. Four won't work. It's not. There's not enough teams to make it dynamic. Because all it takes is one team to say, you know what, we're gonna fight everybody. There's 2 teams to our sides. We don't care. We're gonna go. One's gonna go right. One's gonna go left. We're gonna start hitting people, taking tiles. Imagine if you had 200 people just taking everybody's tiles. That's 2,000 tiles, people. 2,000 tiles, people. That's a lot of tiles. So we'll see. All right, let me show you guys some. Let's look at some of the leaderboards here. I got wrecked by someone in 1.0 gear. Yeah, 1.0 gear is rough. It's rough. All right, guys. Raven back on top. Raven, you farmer. But you know, can't complain. Raven is a farmer and also the top, top merit. Oh, crazy. The Beast is second. I mean, we got a lot of tiles now, and like I haven't been crazy. I'm like I said, I'm not crazy about getting. I just gotta make sure I fill my tiles. So 11th position, I'm happy with. I'm being able to create troops faster. Although 57 would be a lot nicer, but we're good. We're good here. You got Dig Duck. The dude finally answered my DM. Dude, it's hard to get to, man. And merit-wise, though, we're climbing, y'all. We're climbing. We're 10th. We were up to, like, position 8 today. And then until Isaac, my boy Isaac, took my position. So closing in on 2 million. So we're more than halfway, to Raven now. Maddox 2.5. This name that I can't pronounce. Myth Love took the 4th position. Kitten, 5th. Order, 6th. Ricky Spanish, 2. I was going to say 2.0, but it is 2.0. Liverboo and Isaac, and then myself. I finally passed Lady Selenith. By the way, if you guys didn't know, Selenith is a lady. Thank you, fellow. People not willing to do that and risk win is my guess. Yes, I agree with you. I agree. But can I comment on I agree with you, Yerte, but that also piqued another thing that happened today in my Discord. If you're not there, you're missing out. We're probably gonna start building some stuff that we used to have of my own ideas. Let me give you context to what was talked about in my server today, in my Discord. So for some reason, people keep muting people in the game. I don't know why people do that. I mean, there's 2 reasons. And Nazgul, I think he summarized it pretty well. He said people are reporting in either 2 cases. They know how it works and messes up the other team leadership and coordination. True. Or people are sensitive, and I'm gonna put it that way because I do know that some people do go overboard with comments and they're trolling and they're benched. That's why I'm just completely out of world chat. Mine here, most people want to dish out but can't take it. That's true. But this is where it gets me also on this, right? A lot of people that are complaining about muting, and this is it's like the double standard. Is people will complain about muting, but then they find it funny when somebody else is. So I've been talking about this. Like I mentioned, the whole zeroing idea. If you want to zero somebody, okay, that's fine. But if it happens to you, then you take it. So, and that's the issue. A lot of people that I'm not even saying the person that gets muted are also reporting to mute people, but one, that could be true. Oh, what's up, Brandon? How you doing? I appreciate it. I'm glad I'm some form of entertainment then. So it's either 2 things, A lot of times people that are complaining are reporting too. So they're complaining about something being done to them, but they do it. So, and then players will kind of like laugh at each other. This guy is now muted. He can't do anything. But at the same time, you complain about one of your players getting muted for no reason too. That's point number 1. Point number 2 is you might not be reporting, but when you also laugh at somebody being muted, it's you're part of the problem too, So I think people, unless somebody is actually being, racist or being anything, then we shouldn't be reporting, guys. It's pretty low, to be honest. And so, but I do find that the first thing that I said is actually happens quite often. People will complain about something that being muted, but then they will go and report people to get muted because it's funny. They find it funny and amusing. So and that's why it's kind of hard to take people's muting sometimes seriously, because some of the people that I do see being muted, they're pretty vocal about, about people in world chat. So it's rough, it's rough. It's rough to, but it's the same principle, People that say that they want fun, when they come in, they do the opposite, Oh yeah, we want fun, but we gotta make sure, we win for our team. Like, okay, but that's not what you agreed to when we saw. Oh, there you go, Forn's base is right here. When I try to come for him later, Aiden, but it would take me quite a bit of time to get to him right now. So I just hope people kind of let things be. Diplomacy is what makes servers toxic. I would agree to that about 80%. Diplomacy ruins the server, in my opinion, but toxicity just happens because it's allowed. If I have and that's what I'm saying. Also, the whole toxicity conversation, it's like double standards. People don't want others to be toxic, but they're like they go into this toxic realm. But when they're questioned, like, nah, we're just joking, we're just joking. I mean, that's passive aggressive. It's kind of easy to dismiss things when you're the one doing it, And so, if leaders work on these things little by little, and I know, look, leading teams is hard, but I've seen my share of toxicity in every single team I've been on, sadly. I don't think there's a single one I've been on that hasn't. Is there? Yeah, I don't think so. Sadly. Sad to say. But yeah. I'm on the server starting after the mega server with all the big teams in the mega server. This one is stacked with middle-sized teams, 6 full and active factions, and feels super balanced. Can you send me a screenshot of... let me see if I got a DM from... let's see. Where are you again? I saw your comment just now. What happened? Where is the comment? Oh, Nelvikra. If you can send me a screenshot of the teams there, I'd love to see it. We love it. Give me a second. All right. Grind till the last minute. I mean, I love it. I think every team should do that, Or if not, I mean, they shouldn't. They got to do. They need to do what they want to do. My only thing is this service specifically. We had very specific guidelines and expectations for the dynamic of the server, and it's not happening as it was intended, and that's the only issue that I have. Potentially later, I'm going to be honest. My trust in any dynamicness from the server till the end is very low. Very low for one simple reason. You guys still have that leadership group chat that you guys are always talking to each other. I like I said, if you're trying to make it an organic server, a group like that should not exist. And you can say, yeah, fellow, but the leaders know what's best. Look, I've led way too many times. The fact that I don't lead now is a choice, because I don't want to come here to you guys in 4 months' time and say, look, I got 4 kids, a job, got other responsibilities, and I'm leading now. So yeah, I don't want to give you guys the news. Hey, I'm getting a divorce, guys. Because I chose leading over my family. I'm trying to optimize my gaming time so I can actually stream every day with you guys. And so leading in the current state of things would just cause my family to not exist. So I'm not making that commitment, because I remember how many hours I stayed on Discord talking. The way I used to lead, I didn't have channels with other leaders. If I wanted to have a conversation with them, I have it in game with the people that I needed to, and that was it. All these embassies and groups, I think it's one of the reasons why the game is the way it is. I don't like it, But the fact that there is that group here, and look, I know that there has been a lot of conversation. Maybe it stopped yesterday. Maybe it stopped 2 days ago. That's fine, but it was there. So that already removed 70% of the potential of a dynamic server because of that. Because that does create expectation, does create this old dynamic that we always see in servers. I don't think that should exist. If you're gonna have conversations, you need to have conversations only when you need to with the team. Because, like I said, the mystery of not knowing what's going on brings excitement. But when leaders know too much, it just ruins everything, because then you try to control every variable of everything. It just removes the fun. Like I said, it's like playing soccer, football. It's like playing basketball, and you and your rival know exactly where the ball is hitting, where the ball is bouncing, where you're moving. Imagine me and my defender. I'm going to bounce the ball on my right side, and I'm going to step to my right. And then, so he knows. So he's going to step to his left. Like, where's the fun in that? Oh, I'm going to throw the ball to the guy under the hoop. Hey, and I let everybody know, hey, I'm throwing the ball to him, guys. Okay? And then he throw it. Like, why? Like, why do you guys as leaders see that as fun if you know every single thing that you're doing? Oh, I know that team, I know that Rune is going to go here. I know they're going to relocate over there by that pass. Like, what are you guys doing? It's just ruining the fun for you. It's making you guys having to stay so many hours on Discord, and it ruins the fun for everybody. I don't know anything Diplo-wise that's going on in Panda. Not a single thing, right? And for me, going from this position of in the youth council, knowing 95% of conversations, from not knowing anything, is nice. Because when my team says, we need you guys here, like, all right, let's go over there, And so all it takes for you guys, for teams to be able to operate in this mystery mode is leadership just always being proactive and thinking 1 or 2 steps ahead. If you know that there's a chance of this team attacking this pass, you know what you do? You send your team to fortify around it. Yeah, but if the enemy sees us building forts there, they're going to think we're going to take it. Well, they're probably then going to reach out to you saying, what are you doing? You say, I'm just protecting my land. I'm just setting up defenses in case something happens. Oh, yeah, but what guarantees do we have you're not going to take it? There's no guarantees, bro. This is a war game. Either you take what I'm saying, and okay, these guys, they said they're not going to take it. Okay, cool. Or they might take it. So what should we do? Oh, let's set up defenses there as well. Well, let's not be the first one to attack, because we don't want people, we don't want people coming at us saying, oh, you attacked first. That's fine. But prepare a defense before. Don't prepare a defense after they took it. Don't prepare a defense after they started hitting you. Be proactive. That's the best way to move. And that's the way I always operated with my teams whenever I had to lead. It's just saying, okay, these guys, look, I see forts. They're 2 forts away from this crossing here. Most likely they're going to come over here. Okay, so guys, look, we have a day, we need everybody with 1 fort in this region right now. You're like I said, you're planning ahead of time. You're not planning when they take it. It's the worst for organization if you're being reactive to situations. And I do understand people might say, yeah, but they're gonna see us. They see us coming. They think we're gonna attack. That's their problem. Are you playing a war game, or are you playing a game where it's like partners? You're supposed to be rivals, but like, you know what? We don't want to be rivals. Let's be partners. It's fun. Let's play American football. We're always gonna draw. Let's make it fun for everybody, because drawing is always fun. Everybody likes drawing a match. Nobody wants to win ever, right? So, yeah, that's how I think it should be played. Less if you want more dynamicness. Can I tell you guys one of the best seasons where I was wiped from the face of this game? You guys want to hear this? If you guys do, yes. If you don't, you're gonna hear it anyways. All right, let me give you guys an example. My season 3. If Malice was here, he would know. Let's see who might be here. Well, Price. If Price is watching, if you're watching, Price, he should know, because he was in Tower season 3. I think Tower was Loth or Linden. I can't remember. I was in Rohan with some of the players from the previous season. I didn't want to go into those two. I wanted to stay, because in the beginning of the game, you guys know you had pride in the factions you were playing, and then we had chosen to go Rohan. Like, let's go Rohan, then let's go, baby. That's the one we go, right? So what happened was our leader, he out of nowhere said, because it was kind of used to be, right, 1.0, very early stages, good versus evil. They always made that division. It's good versus evil. And so what happened was Angmar, no, not Angmar, Rune, Variags and Rune, I believe, were extremely strong, 2 full factions. But then you had Rohan, who had 1 team. You had Linden and Loth were very full. And I think Erebor also had a good number of players. What happened was, let's all fight the evil. But back then, if you guys remember, you had the united factions. There was that whole united faction scene where 2 factions could be allied and they both take the ring. So what our leader in Rohan said, hey, I got information that Loth and Linden are good. It was mostly Loth. They were going to destroy everybody, the good side team, so they get the ring for themselves after we all help them take out the evil. And so he's like, okay, because of that, we don't want that, we don't want to get wiped, so let's attack them. And we, as a council, we're like, okay, we trust you, let's go. What happened was that was a lie. He wanted to spice up the server, so he told our Rohan that we were gonna attack the good side because they were gonna betray us later, and then he quit the game. He quit the game. Okay, and because I couldn't get an answer from him until he told me months later that it was a lie. He just wanted to spice up the server. I was like, look, no, I trust the guy. The guy probably has some issues in real life, but I trust him because he said he had proof and yada, 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 right? But tell you what, that was one of the best seasons I've had. We were cleaned. We lost Edoras. We lost the capital. We lost everything. We were able to gather a group of 20 players that were active, that stayed. A lot of people quit. A group of 20 players that stayed faithful to the team. And it was the most beautiful thing. A little group of Rohan, riders, like you see in the movie. We didn't take the capital because we didn't have enough players to take it, down the siege and everything. Because we're still having to defend, But no land, what we did a sneak attack. We slowly, took tiles, and then we schedule a push. Like, we're going to push to this keep. We're going to take it, and then we're going to fortify the entrances, and that's going to be if we finish the season like this, it's going to be a win for us, right? So we were able, we guerrilla'd it, and we went in, took all the tiles, took the siege. Remember, we had to do the horn, took the siege, took the keep. It wasn't a capital, like I said. We took the keep, and then we started fortifying the crossings, and people couldn't get through. 20 players were holding off a bunch of players because of a well-thought strategy. We were decimated, and we were able to make a small comeback, and that was our triumph. We had one single keep at the end of the season, and that was probably one of the biggest seasons because we were such a small team. You know, at the end, we're such a small team. We're still able to do very, very well for ourselves. You know, and so, and look, if people want to spice up a server and do something that everybody thinks they shouldn't do, as long as it's not immoral. It's a game, guys. It's a game. Imagine having the Edera story with Theoden without having Grima. Can you guys imagine? Imagine if every faction, every character in Lord of the Rings was a king, an Aragorn. Imagine how boring the story would be if Sauron had the character of Aragorn. Aragorn would knock in at the Black Inn and say, "Hey, Sauron, I need the ring." He's like, "Oh, what for, Aragorn?" "Oh, because it's too powerful." It's like, "Oh, okay, I trust you. Here's the ring that I created. You can have it, Aragorn." How boring that would have been. So what's up, Vessi? I think people should spice up their servers by not being weak Sauron users. There you go. Wise words from Vessi. The different characters makes the story unique, and that's the issue. And this is what we're doing to this game. I think that's a pretty good analogy. What we're doing, saying, having too many dynamic stories, things that are different, things that are edgy, it's too much for a war game. It's too much. Look at the words. It's too much for a war game. You know what we should do? We should all just hold hands, sing Kumbaya, and tell each other when we're gonna hit. That's basically what we're doing, guys. We're holding hands around the campfire. Like, do you want to hit this tile here? Look, hey, let's see who owns this tile. Hey, Neo69, I'm going to hit this tile here. Do you want to defend? Because I don't want to seem like a bully. I don't want to be mean to you. Or, hey, Riser, I'm going to destroy your fort. Do you want, tell me how long it is until you march here before I hit it, because I don't want to be, unreasonable and destroy your fort in a war game. I'll warn you, Freya. Noxy. Okay. Look, I think banter is fun in this game. I've had people, when they wreck me, saying, "Man, I can't believe I took you out." Like, yeah, man, that's crazy. And then we analyze the reports against. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, we know what happened here. I'm all for that kind of fun. I don't take things personally. But the way we're playing this game, part of the reason is the way we're choosing to play the game. We're choosing to play safe, so then we're playing boring. All right? Jeez, I can't believe I'm going into a bit. It's been an hour. That's all I've been talking about all evening. Whew. What's up, that guy Fly? How you doing? Down with the PvP. Oh. Tom Sommer, leaders get blamed for everything that does not work how the people want it. That's true. But also at the same time, brother, a lot of leaders make too many safe choices. I appreciate you, my friend. Oh, I gotta see his name again. Sorry, your name is kind of complicated. Give me a second. Nelvikra for the images for your next server. Yeah. Okay. So, yes, that's the one with. Is that the one with dragon? Oh, it's not the one with dragon. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, Skull was there. Got it. So, it's. I'm glad it's been good, man. Glad it's been good. But at the same, like I said, a lot of times leaders make too many safe plays. They need to have chat rooms with every single leader in every single team. It ruins, because then you create such a controlled environment that you, like, if your team is gonna go lose, lose fighting. But not because, this team told you they're gonna attack us, so might as well just quit. Why are you telling people? Just play the game. That's all we gotta do, guys. That's all we gotta do. Just play the game. That's all we gotta do is play the game. You guys, I think you guys would be surprised how fun it can be if you go a little bit out of the way you guys are used to play. Look, and I'm saying this not because, look, it doesn't matter to me. If a server is boring, I'll just take, I mean, I'm not gonna quit, but I'm just gonna I'll just slow down. I'll go do videos. I'll do videos about something else in the game. I'll do live streams talking about do something else. I'm always gonna have things to do. Exactly. Loyal players will follow their leaders. Yes, they will. So just make it dynamic for them. So much time we invest in the game. There should be some mystery aspect to it, and there should be mystery to you as a leader. Not knowing what's going on makes it so you can be like, oh, cool, we did this strategy and it worked. But no, your strategy is tell the enemy that you're gonna go here, so they don't even go. Hey guys, you know what? Let's not fight anywhere in the spawn regions. Then we all meet up in Undeeps around the ring, and we have this fight, and whoever wins. You guys are really investing 60 days of your lives in countless hours daily for this. If all I want is a little Royal Rumble, I'll go play I'll go play Overwatch. I'll go play all those Battle Royale games. That's what I'll do. If all I want is a Battle Royale, I'll go in, crush some skulls, out, I'm done. I don't want to be investing countless hours farming, planning my farms, so I don't get in the way of other players, so I can do my own thing without upsetting people. Because as you guys can see, the account, I'm hyperactive. So the reason why I guess I'm going in this whole rant over and over and over again is because I feel observation. I can be wrong, but funny enough, the way that we're doing things right now has consistently created boring seasons. So okay, let's follow the steps, right? The way that we're playing right now is creating boring seasons with outcomes that everybody knows. Okay, a war game that has fog of war, right? Meaning you don't know everything going around the map. You don't know every tile, And so the we're playing right now is creating boring seasons. Not only that, it's creating servers where people are avoiding because they know how teams play, right? They have this history of doing so and so and so. So we don't want to play in this kind of environment, which is then creating a bunch of empty or dead servers. And yet we don't want to change it up because we think that the other way is gonna make things worse. I don't know. I don't know what to say, honestly. I honestly don't know what to say. It's like me punching the wall, saying, hey, my hand is bleeding. Hey, maybe you should not punch the wall. No, but this is the only way I got. This is the only way to get strong. That's what we're saying. There's no other way to play this game. This is a strategy game. It's like saying, let me give you another example. It's like playing chess and saying there is only one way to do this move. There's only one way to make this play here. Although chess is known for having almost limitless ways of playing, all these different types of, you can go here, then there. You can go here first and then there. The guy wants to go from here, there. Yeah, but you don't have to go from here, there. You can go from here to here, from there to there. Okay, or you can go from here to here, and then back here, and then there. No, people don't want to do that. So, But then, when things get worse because you're not wanting to change, it's very easy just to blame the devs or blame your enemies. Nobody really wants to ever be held accountable. I personally have to disagree, Vessi. The game is linear to some extent, and the players are just making it even more linear. Oh, no notification from YouTube today. I don't know what's going on. It should have. It might have been maybe I started too soon. Maybe. So based on spawn location, you can pretty much predict what will happen based on pastimes. Potentially. Look, the reason why I can't agree with that is because nobody has tried to play differently, so I can't say that there is a different outcome that can be played. I don't know, honestly. Everybody plays the same moves over and over and over again. So there's no way to say, in my opinion, that there could be a different way of playing it because nobody plays differently. It's like, hey, I can kick the ball to the goal here. Let's say I'm playing football, right? Soccer. I can kick the ball straight. People are like, well, that's the only way to play football. It's just you got to kick straight because that's the shortest way to the goal. It's like, well, you don't have to play it that way though. You don't have to kick only straight. You can kick it to the left. You can pass to the left first, and then somebody else can kick. I just think we're going for the path of the last resistance, the least resistance, and it's creating this very, very, very boring situations. The fact that we hardly ever have, more than 3 factions full of teams is another issue, which is an issue for boring servers. Like you got 3 teams, how much dynamic, things can really be there? Not a whole lot. But that's why I was saying we gotta try to have more teams in a server like this. It doesn't have to be all whale teams. It just has to be extreme, competitive teams. Somebody sent me a screenshot of a few teams in another server. Like potentially some of these teams could participate. You got Home, you got 1T, you got Neon, you got Apes. There's a team called Sparta. Look, I don't know the size of these teams. I'm just just throwing these names out there. I'm sure we can find at least a few teams that could fit, to fit into the game. The other way is wait in your location and don't attack anyone. Well, that's usually what happens with very small teams, Bro, let's wait and make sure we got 6 factions next mega server, no Diplo. I'm not necessarily against Diplo. I just want to see people do Diplo differently. That's the issue. I don't think it's a war game, so you're probably gonna be talking to somebody. But I remember back in the day, if people would contact one team like, hey, want to work together this season? All right, let's do it. But now it's like it's a big chat room with everybody in the server saying, hey guys, how can we make this fun for everybody? Like, what are you guys doing? What? It's like opening a chat room saying, how can we make this fun for everybody, guys? It's like, I get the whole thing of making fun for people, but you as a leader can make it fun for people. For example, let's say there's a weak faction to one of your sides. So you know what? We're gonna protect these guys. We're gonna help these guys. We're gonna help not take people take their tiles. While we still have our goal to take the ring. That's like one of our goals. Hey guys, we're gonna defend these little guys this season here. Nobody wants that though. Let's do it diplomatically. Let's all get into a chair and all agree to not attack those guys. Like that's not a war game, guys. Yes, but that's because they know a lot of the things related to these teams. People know the history of a lot of the teams here. Like, now we don't. I mean, first of all, the idea was, what's up, Alex? What's up, my boy? the idea first was we only want the big teams, right? So they're like, oh, okay, we don't feel we're up to that level. But as you can see, having 8 big-ish teams is not enough, in my opinion, to make a dynamic server. You need at least, and I'd hope for more, but at least 2 more. At least 2 more. That's what I think should happen. Okay. So we got some streaming content. Where is it? Send me it. Send me it. The idea of this server was to set example of fun servers and definitely failed. Yeah, I would agree. The map is part of the problem as last team is behind the other 2 West teams. Yes, Vess, I agree with you, brother. But there's so much that is in our control that we're not doing. You know, there's a lot more in our control that we could have been doing. If like I said, if the people's goal is only to win, then yes, there's nothing to do. People will just continue saying, look, our main goal is to win. We don't care what happens. Right? But what I keep hearing is the opposite. At least what people preach, right? They don't necessarily practice it, but what people preach is we want to make fun servers. So that's what I hear from everybody. I want a fun server. We want a season packed server. I want a fun server for our team. But then when they get a chance to do things differently, nothing changes. So I know, okay, yes, our team is behind. Our team is locked. We're at a disadvantage. Okay, but what can you do? What can you do to make it fun? You know, you still have a choice. Oh, people are gonna come for it. Yes. Okay, let me give you an example. Let's say Ice Grim over here, right? He's seen Angmar and Arnor taking their lands here. Look, you know what? We're gonna be a problem for one of these teams. And we're going to pick one and go for it. We don't care. But the issue is this, right? I think they should have. I think I should have. You know what? We're going to, they could have done anything. They could have said, look, you know, Arnor, let's do this. I don't want to get in your guys' way. Look at this. Okay. Let me give you, it doesn't mean it's the easiest thing to do. But Eisman could have said, you know, Arnor, we want to help you guys out. Or we want to hit Gondor because, you know, we know they are very strong. And you guys can take, the lands that we have. Just let us through here. Let us take one of these pieces of land down here, and we will hit Gondor all season long. Or they could have said, you know what, Angmar, let us through this pass. You guys can take these lands here. You know, we're not going to contest. We're not going to do anything. And we're going to go, let us go, just go through this way. Take this pass, take this. We can't take the capital, so let us go through here. And by the way, maybe it's not, maybe it's not feasible, but I'm just giving you just a random idea. Let us take this land here, right? We'll take this pass and we will hit Erebor because I don't know, we don't like them. There you go. Linden could have done something for their season. That was their goal. And again, if leaders create this plan in a fun, structured way, your players will follow. Your players will follow. You know, they could have gone down this way. Say we're gonna start attacking Gondor for you, not for you guys, because we want to. Or they're like, you know what? No, I don't like the way one of you guys treated us. But you know what? We're gonna forego this piece of land here. Whoever takes it, takes it. We're gonna set up ourselves here. Our defense is here. We're gonna take this pass, and we're gonna take every single tile possible from Angmar. We're gonna remove their resources. We don't care. These guys are not cool. I don't like them. That's the thing. They could have done it. Why isn't Linden doing something like that? And I'm not saying they should attack these guys. By the way, guys, like I said, I'm not saying they should. I'm saying they have possibilities. Oh yeah, but it's a long way to march down here. Yes, it is, but it's also a long way to march to the ring. But everybody's willing to do it. So it's just what people are willing to do. It's not that hard. There are other ways you can play the game. It's just people decide not to. Look at this. Okay, you guys, we keep talking about, there's no way to do stuff. Yes, look at what Rune did. I don't know if they're taking any tiles from Erebor. Potentially because they're a small team, I wouldn't be surprised if every move Rune makes, they're telling Erebor what they're doing. And that's like I said, this is the way to ruin the game. a team, because they're small, they basically have to get the approval from Erebor. And I'm not saying anything about the Erebor guys, but that's usually how the dynamic goes. They probably say, hey, you know what? We're gonna take is it okay if we take this pass? And then we'll go north to fight Loth. We'll go north here. We'll take this. And we'll go fight Loth because they're small. Maybe, oh my lord. Look, this is the first time I've actually gone to this area of the map. And what did I just say? Look at this. I, by accident, said they probably told Erebor, we're going to go up here, take the pass, and then fight Loth. Where is Rune right now? Where is their fortress right now? Right by the pass. Okay, this is the first time I'm even discussing Rune. Interesting. So, like I said, people are playing in such a predictable way that it just removes any kind of fun, because they could have said, you know what, we're gonna take all the time. We're gonna just keep taking tiles from Erebor all season long. But no, path of least resistance, like I said, is to do what? Hey, let us go hit Loth because we don't want to get in your way. Right? Let me give you an opposite example. Okay, an opposite example. Yeah, I mean, Vess, you say 3 people take the pass. But funny enough, Rune did take this pass. They took this pass already. So I'm pretty sure they're not going to have such a hard time taking this one as well. Especially when it's half the life of the other one. Exactly. People use, Well, yeah, the leader should have understanding of the game. I'm not talking about the regular players here. So let me give you an opposite example. And I'm talking to the leader. I'm not talking up to the regular players. Woohoo! You guys saw it live. We took a keep. Okay, let me give you another example. Rohan, okay, only has 1 piece of land. Do you know what Rohan has been doing the whole season? Let me show you. Rohan has been taking tiles, and that's one of my main farm areas. They have been taking my tiles all season long. I have to be taking them back every single day. They keep taking my tiles every single day. There's multiple. There's a guy called Water. There's this Javier Zulunga. There's this other guy called Thorald von den Complicated Eisenbergen. What's up, Avicii, my boy, with the 350 super chat, man. I appreciate that support, brother. I truly do. So they could have just said, you know what, we're not gonna do anything to Gondor. They're big. They haven't stopped. I'm pretty sure we didn't make a deal with Rohan because I'm having to take back my tiles every single day. When I was a leader, things were easy. I just invaded anyone who had cold drakes or eagles. I mean, Vessi, I think it's a fun way to play. Instead of the whole boring, instead of the whole boring things that people are doing season over season. And look, I know you can see. Usually, look, this is the craziest thing I've seen. And I'm not being specific to a server, but funny enough, hardly anyone is ever able to take accountability for how they play. Like, why did you guys do this? Oh, it's because of the enemies. Almost every season I see why people are playing the same boring one every season. Like, oh, it's because of the other team. Like, look, it's your choice. That's your choice. You can play the way you want to play. You don't need other people to tell you how you should. What's up, Hakan? What's up, my man? You don't need people's permission to play the way you want to play. Oh, yeah, but we're doing this because of so and so and so. Why? Why? You're not bound to that person, to that team. As long as, like I said, as long as you're not doing something that it's immoral, why not have fun? Why put yourself up for a boring server, 60 days of dread? Like all of that for a ring that everybody says they don't care about. Come on. It's like me telling my wife I love her and then smacking her right after it. It's like, okay, you're saying one thing, but you're doing another. Yeah, so probably what you're doing is actually what you think. H7. I don't do it. But if people do it, I'll just play to the game. If somebody betrays me, you know what? They're gonna get it now. And I don't take it personally, because some people think, like you said, some people think, let's spice things up. Let's start attacking them. And this is one reason why I like not having all these diplomatic chats. Because as soon as you start a server and you have a chat like this with everybody in it, or not even with everybody in it at the same time, but you have a chat with everybody in the server individually, you kind of start setting yourself up potential, like, yeah, maybe, we're cool with each other until we decide what's gonna happen in the middle. Like, why? If you're gonna be a rival at the end, why are you setting yourself up to making them your friend in the first place? It's too much of that. I think we should have less, and so hopefully we can see the second chapter of this server and the future ones as more dynamic, as leaders taking the chance, going into the void for some real fun. That's what I think people should do. And for that case, I do think we should have as many players as possible in a mega server. It just makes more sense. Doruk, I can't translate what you're saying in chat, man. Can you write it in English or Portuguese or Spanish or Italian? I can understand one of those. What's up, Hurricane? How you doing, man? I know. I just can't understand Turkish. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe one day. As of right now, I can't. Silder Bane. Let me check some chats before here, though. I feel the game is kind of set up to go like this. We just a race to the ring. It feels like it was another goal. If it wasn't a race, it might go differently. Look, but that's the thing, Eldest. I get your point, but almost every game that's like this, the strategy is to get to the center. Every game. And to me, that's fine. The issue is not that. The issue is that everybody's creating a little battle royale at the center. It shouldn't be. Like, teams should be kept from making it to the center. That should be part of the strategy. Like, this team is not going to make it. It should be part of the strategy. The issue is that we're not doing that. We're like, let's make it fun for everybody. Like I said, we're like sitting down by the fire and singing Kumbaya together. It's like, look, you're my enemies this season. I had never played against Step. I've never played against Merc, but I played against Toby. I've played against Lame. Against Lame or with Lame? I can't remember now. I played against Order multiple times, and I played against Gods. And I'm they're my right. Noxie is here. She helps me with videos, but she's my rival this season. It doesn't mean I'm not gonna take her tiles. It's not gonna mean I'm not gonna uproot her. I'm not gonna avoid hitting her in the game, right? But we're friends. The same thing with Maddox. Same thing with Yerte. Same thing with King of the Mountain. With Law. Law is, I'm Law's like almost number one fan. Such a cool dude he is. Price and I go way back. DP. I'm going to fight the one I have to. But it's just all part of the fun. I never get offended by playing a game and losing. And that's the problem. People are trying to remove that losing aspect of the game. You need to feel like you're going to lose. Having a battle royale for 24 hours is nonsense. I really admire. I really admire the 2 seasons that was it Order and Lame and Toby played. The 2 seasons. The ring fight was decided like on the last day. That's how service should be. And look, and one of the reasons why is because it wasn't 2 factions. It was 3. There was a third wheel element. Could have been Honk and Bear. Could have been Toby or Order. Lame and the other gods came in and took it. How exactly? Not sure. I don't know all the intricacies of the server. But it was so crazy. We live streamed the end that one day with King of the Mountain. So we're losing that element. The fact that Toby, Order, Lame, Bear, and Gods and Honk and Bear, Toby and Order, Lame and Gods were able to do a server like that with 6 teams is incredible. 6 factions, no, 3 kingdoms, 6 teams was incredible. And like I said, if they can do it, we can. We just have to add more people being willing to play it that way. Yeah, 10 to 12, Alex, I think would be ideal. It just brings in a lot of people. And it makes it for a possible dynamic server. You know? Let's see what else you guys got here. If you challenge the higher power, you get put in your place. There is no room for creating challenge and excitement. We tried it before in Bitson. Yes, I agree. Look, interesting thing you say there, Yeti. But the thing is, I've seen all sides of that position. I've seen when the team was at the top. I've seen when the other team was at the top. Everybody, I heard a phrase that makes a lot of sense, and it is, the winner writes the story. The winner writes the narrative. The winner writes the facts. They own the facts. They own the history. They know everything because they are, like you said, they are in that season, they are the ultimate power. So for some reason, they feel like they know everything, and it sadly doesn't change. Very, very few times I'm not even sure if there actually was even one time where I'm trying to remember something from that season 3 of saying, but where the team at the top wasn't like that. So I get what you mean for sure. Personal vendettas are issues too. Can hold on to grudge. Yes, I agree, Alex. But the thing is, most people on both sides usually don't let go. There is, the people that were offended don't let go. The people that offended also don't let go because they're like, because in the back of their heads, they know of what they done. So like, probably it's not going to work out. So very few times people will actually be able to fully say, okay, it's a new season. Doesn't matter what happened. It's a server. But another issue is people are starting to really going personal after people. People are like attacking people personally, and those kinds of attacks, for a lot of people, they're very hard to let go of, especially if it's kind of harassment and things like that, Like I said, see, there's somebody in the chat already, Like I say, people go attack people personally instead of just looking at things in the game. And those things, it wouldn't affect me, because I guess doing streaming, you get a lot of hate. You get, people. It's not like a lot as if people are every day, DMing me saying how much they hate me, but You do, you get comments because you're sharing things one way and they don't agree. So like, oh, you this, you that. So you kind of do grow thicker skin. No, I'm not unbreakable, but you kind of just learn to brush it off and not take it personally. But most people will take it personally. So sadly, yeah. So 3 versus 3 doesn't work well because it will inevitably end up being 2v1 at times. Yeah, Vessi, but I mean, if you're talking about this, the mega server, I think that it doesn't really matter, if there's 6 teams, if there's 8 teams, if there's 7 teams, because the goal of the server was to just create this dynamic thing. And if a team will stop from getting into Dol fine. They're gonna have to do something else. You're gonna try to break through from the flanks, something. But like I said, if the only goal is to actually make it to the middle and guarantee a win, then all of this we've talked about for the last hour and a half is useless. Only if you know what, we're gonna like I've been trying to explain. If we're gonna try to do our best to win, but at the same time doing new things, doing different things, we're gonna do it. We're gonna play different this season. Now, if the case, oh no, yeah, I mean it will be more balanced for sure, but it shouldn't keep people away from playing. That's all I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, if it's like, okay, so because only 3 people can get into the middle, so it's only 3 factions or 3 kingdoms sign up. That way we can all fight in the central area. I don't like that. I think it needs to be more dynamic. And for me, it's not so much the issue as how many teams are there. For me, the main issue is because it's like what I've been saying. People kind of want to play the easy way, the way that they've made it work in the past. And if the way that they played in the past was we over communicate to our enemy stuff, why change the recipe now? Well, because that's ruining the game. That's why you change it up. Is Lame and Panda in some kind of a pact from it? I don't know. And I prefer not to know, because if I knew and if it was, I would not be happy. And because I'm not a leader, it doesn't change anything. I don't get extra bonus with the leaders because I'm streaming, guys. Trust me. And that's okay. I shouldn't get special treatment. You made 2 live broadcasts, but you never fought. Please fight with those great commanders and destroy everyone. All right, let's get. I'll do for you, Doru. Let's see if we can get some skulls cracked over here. Let's see if we can do it for you. We got troops. Gotta transport them. Let's transport them over here. Unless we got some over here. Okay, let's transport some then. Ooh, maybe from over here we can do some. I need mid. No, that's not the one I need. That's not ideal. I mean, we can move these for now. Yeah, we might be able to get some going over here. Let's see. For my, we can leave these for now. Might need to use these ones this time. All right, let's go. All right, brother. See what we can do for you. I was playing Battlefield 6 in Gondor to take the fort. Well, Simon, you missed out. I am considering. I mean, I'm not. Never mind. I'm not considering anything. But I heard Battle 6 is gonna be a good game. So is mid open and there still isn't fighting? Exactly, Vesti. Nobody's fighting mid right now, and it's open. As you guys can see, all the over here. Let's go this way. Now all the crossings, things have been taken, and there are teams already setting up forts around Dol Guldur. I mean, I guess we are starting to now too. Wow, such a. Like I said, it's gonna become a fight in the middle. Like, let me give you an example of what dynamic could have been, right? You have Arnor has this here, Angmar has this here, Erebor has these 2, Gondor has these 2. The first one to break through was Erebor. If there was in this whole conversation with everybody the whole time, and people were playing to make this season fun, what Erebor could have done, I'm not saying they should, because we didn't have fortresses in either of these passes, they could have come down here and took them. They could have come down here and took the passes, keeping us from entering Dol Guldur. Well, we can say, well, but then that creates a big, how are they going to defend this and this? Well, if Angmar and Arnor are here, they can, maybe one would have been fighting each other. Let's remove Angmar from the equation. Let's go to this pass here, and then we can both try to fight in the middle. Look, I'm not saying this is a great idea, right? But I'm saying there are things that people can do to change it up. People just decide not to. Well, fellow, but they're deciding not to because it takes a lot of resources to fight something like this and keep it. Then there's 2 points. Fair, I get it. You guys don't, and that's a good plan. Look, we don't want to go through all that trouble. But then I go back to the same comment again. Then why are we playing a competitive server? If the idea is then to always centralize, everything's going to be 3 teams will make it here always, and we centralize the fight here, then why don't you just set it up where only 3 teams sign up, and you guys have your battle royale here, and whoever gets Dol Guldur wins? Like, why go through all the trouble to get more teams, to do all these things, if all that's going to always happen is we're going to sit down, discuss what we're going to do, and then do it together? So, yeah, I get it. I think it's just random action. So, yes, that's fine. But like what I'm saying, but the principle is still the same. The first ones to have come here could have been taking these crossings, saying, no, we're not going to let Gondor in Dol Guldur. We're not going to let them in. Would have been easy. We're going to take these tunnels and we're going to fortify them, and Gondor is not going to make it in. But no, everybody took the passes, and now they took all the 12s and the 13s and then did nothing. That's what I'm saying. The principle still stands, And I'm not saying what the strategy that I just described should be done. All I'm saying is it's still pretty much, like I said, the same things over and over and over again. So they could have. No, any of the teams said, you know what? Angmar took this. You know what? Let's block out. I'm not saying they should again. Let's block out Arnor. We don't want Arnor here because that means we can have this piece of land and have a fight for the ring, and we'll block Arnor from coming in. They could have done that. Erebor could have said, you know what? We're gonna take this pass here and this pass here. We're not gonna let Gondor in at all. Or they could have said, you know what, Arnor, you come all the way down here, take this pass over here, and we'll take this one. And Gondor is not gonna make it in, and it's gonna be us 3 here for the ring. And then Gondor is gonna have to do what? Fight its way in. We're gonna have to gather all the places. You know what? We're not gonna let this go cheap. We're gonna gather our forces. We're gonna take the pass. We're gonna break through, and we're gonna go into Dol Guldur. That to me sounds like a dynamic server. Well, I have no clue what the others are doing, but I want to make it in there. And in the meantime, I can say, you know what, Arnor, why don't we help each other here? Let's help us take out Erebor, or help us take out Angmar, and then we'll support you. There's all these different variables that could be used, but it's just not. That's the whole point. Okay? Lots of smaller teams already heard of the whale teams and don't want to play to lose. And that's true. Like I said, that's true. But like I said, ideally, we try to bring up some of the mid teams to higher levels, so that we can have a more, dynamic server like that. They stopped their war in the east after Angmar and Arnor wanted to expand in the 3rd region, Loth and Rohan. Yep, that's true. That is true. Do we have enough troops now? Let's have a look. We should have a good one for this team over here. Should be enough. Should be enough. We got Marauders. Yes, sir. Oh, baby. Ooh, baby, a little way. Let's see what we're going to use. We could use Woodman on this dude. And let's use these guys here. I gotta make them a little bit tank. So let's do that. All right, where are we sending, y'all? Where are we sending? We got a team here. We needs the levels because we got people already at 50 and we're not at 50 yet. All right. Let's see if we can make it here. Let's make it over here first. All right. Should have enough people to fight. There's a few tiles being taken here. So, all right, we're on the way for our fight, guys. Let's see. There's definitely season ending PvP way too often because the fights are north and west. Since Gondor and Erebor are stronger and we are able to push. I wanted to get my team to join, but they are hesitant to face only Kraken teams, I suppose. I just say we go on there and give loan up. Maximus, I think if there's more teams like yours in there, then I think it would make for a fun server, honestly. And I hope you guys understand that I really don't care about losing. I don't care about losing, guys. My motive to play the game has gone from, in the beginning, I want the ring. In the last few seasons, I just want action. I want fights. I want to be able to improve my builds. You don't improve your build from dead servers. You don't. So, if more teams that are towards that high end, not in account size, but activity and, we can make it happen. I think so. So, Robs, let's find a team, man. Find a team. You gotta have something. Need to either take away the individuality choices by doing something like East versus West, or just do every faction for themselves. No allies, no PV, no naps, ceasefires. I think the second choice is very, very hard to do. Although it would be interesting. I think there should be Diplo. There should be stuff, but it should be Diplo should be to move your goal. Look, okay, so you see this team is not too strong, but maybe if we work with them, maybe, we can focus in this region or do this or that. Factions needed to be more filled, because when you have just 2-3 different factions that have people, that element becomes almost non-existent. But in a server like, I'm really talking about a server like this. Other types of servers, it's not easy because you got usually 2-3 factions that are actually active. So you basically are gonna meet in the middle. Then do whatever in the middle. Stop this whole little thing, these little ring wars. Just look, we're going to go in whenever we want, and we're going to take Dol Guldur. You don't want us to take it? Then come and fight us. It's that simple. But no, you know what? Let's set up all these rules for the fight, and let's do this, and let's do that. I just personally don't think it should be that way. Exactly, Erte. Our server order honk lane bear definitely an example of how strategy can win, which lane did and totally deserved it. I have to give it to them. I agree with you. They did an extremely good job at it. And like I said, it was. I hope you guys had fun in that server. It looked fun, at least from the outside. People have always got personal. I've had losers tell me I was a bad person in real life because I surprise attacked them in a war game. Exactly, and that's why it's hard. I agree, King. When people call you toxic and bully for winning the game. Imagine, Real Madrid wins a match or the Patriots, Green Bay, what I know, the Green Bay Packers, whatever your favorite team or somebody's team is, like, you guys are toxic because you guys won 75-2. You guys are toxic. You guys are toxic. You won 5-0, 5-0. You beat us by 5-0. You guys are mean. You guys are toxic. Like, I mean, if I'm not insulting you, don't use words that aren't true just because you're losing. It's not very genuine to do something like that. Gondor making me farming. A curse on you all. Hope your sock slip. Your shoe. I'm spending all my data for you, fellow. You deserve it. I appreciate it, Jimmy. I appreciate that, man. I know time is valuable. But, one of the reasons why, like I said, I don't lead is because I know time is valuable. If I take any more time away from my family, bro, ladies, gents, it will not end well. It's not, it's not fair on the family to do something like that. So I do appreciate all the leaders that lead. I know it takes a lot of time, and I try to pitch in and help whenever I can. So I know it's tough to lead. What's up, Prince Emrahil? Let's see all the other comments. Angmar and Arnor fighting over Larian ownership is natural event of the server. For example, the problem is both in losing position, they'll have leverage for another front. That's true. I mean, it does make, but that's the thing. Yeah, it does, in the situation you guys are in, it does make sense for Arnor and Angmar to work. I'm not saying, like I said, not be partners, but to work together for a common goal. It makes sense, But if this is something that's discussed in a leadership, all leaders, you know what? Maybe Arnor. Imagine Gondor saying this to you. You know what? I think you and Arnor should actually be allied together. Why aren't you guys allied and working to, like, it shouldn't be. It's not a nice thing for me as your rival who is winning, right? I think I can say that right now. Who is winning the moment to say, you know what? You shouldn't be doing that. What you're doing, you should actually be doing this. I don't think conversations like that help anybody, and so. Well, if one team doesn't pre-plan, then others will. I mean, that's the whole trust thing with this server, right? I agree. That's why a lot of leaders do, because they're like, oh, if I don't do it, they will. So they So that's why, guys, it's hard to have a dynamic server. Because of all the things we've been discussing. And I agree. Most leaders will. Emerald Hill says something interesting, a little bit spicy there. The problem is the leaders are so bad at strategy now that they have to diplo their way to a ring fight. This is kind of looking at, from my observations as a whole, okay? Because I've basically been only playing in one team for a very long time, which is huge. But in general, I'd have to agree with you. We've relied on these deals, everybody gets the center to fight, that we don't really know, we don't really know strategy anymore. I honestly have to agree with you there in some extent, Imrahil. They're so used to working it out this way that actual war strategy, a lot of leaders don't have. They lost it a little bit. So, I mean, I understand what Vesti says, but I'm not sure if I agree though. I think they removed potentially quite a few elements from strategy, but I don't think it's completely removed. Love the comment, Riv. Love the comment. I appreciate the compliment, my friend. All right, so where is oh, and Diane is here. All right, so where are we going? Green Dragon, or I mean, I'm not gonna hit Ezra. Let's go over here. We probably can't do 2 hits, but we'll go for 1. We go for the 1. Let's see. It's a lot more strategy than saying let's all meet at Dol Guldur and have a ring fight. Like that alone is already a lot more than what people are currently doing. It's a lot more. People are all going, let's all meet in the middle and have a fight, and that's the war game people are playing right now. Oh man, that second hit hurt. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going for that one. I don't want to. I can at least recoup. Gym Merchant. Let's go, baby. Looks like they have borders with no fighting, so clearly a deal in place. Yeah. I just say that we should not have these borders. All right. So lovely chat here. Have to go to sleep now. Work early. Thank you for the insights and good night, Yedite. Have a great evening. I'm gonna hop off soon too. I'm gonna be here for a little bit longer. Account size is a big issue, and I'm in season 5 right now, and I don't know if I'll ever get there unless I dump. I'll dump money. Depends. It depends what you mean by that. It's definitely. I mean, this game is definitely pay to play, pay to win. But it gets to a point where even your small account will dent bigger players. Yeah. Just gotta be strategic, gotta be patient, and most of the times, you do gotta put in a little bit to get there. Look at that. No, I thought it was gonna be Rohan players. Nope. Luckily, no. All right. So do we have more? All right, we can fill and go another one. It's not gonna be a full hit, but it's gonna be a hit. Where we are. Isaac. Ooh, Isaac almost passing me again. Dude, stay away. Love you, though. No dolphin or higher player should care about winning or losing. Don't add matter after a while. In theory, that's true, Big Mike. In theory, that's true, but that's not what we see, I say if a stronger team dominates the weaker team and the weaker team has to agree to help the stronger team in order to survive, that's how it should work. War game domination. Yeah. People should do as they please, but most of the time no. Gondor is only winning until Diplo changes. Potentially, yeah. Potentially. But Gondor is not winning necessarily, because Erebor is also doing just fine, so... Off subject, why you shave again? Thought you were growing it out again. So I had a business meeting last night, and so I shaved. But I need to do some soul searching, to be honest, to see if I want all the hassle of growing a beard. It takes, look, for you guys that grow a beard, it takes a lot of effort to grow a beard. You gotta, trim it all the time to make it look nice and shaped. Gotta clean it's so much work. And in my case that I got a lot of white hairs, I gotta color it every 2 weeks. I don't know if I want to do that. If I just want to shave once a week and be done with it, I still don't know. That's why, Alex, there's less strategy that can be used, so they go Diplo. I don't know. There's I don't know. Now, a question for you guys. So just so I'm aware, what strategy are you guys referring to that was removed? I'm curious. What strategy are you guys talking about that was removed? true. That is definitely I can that point I agree. But I feel like that's essentially the only change. Okay, bouncing. Okay, I can see the bouncing thing. Okay. What else? I mean, I miss 1.0 tiling. Yes, yes, but I think there are two elements because if you have a player that's extremely active, he can tile all the red tiles in 10 minutes, right? Whereas now doesn't matter how active you are, you still have the counter. And you can say, well, yeah, but you can do it with flyers. It's not the same thing because of the timer. Anybody close can go and remove your flyers anyways. So the 1.0 tiling, I agree. I missed that. Exactly. You had that the 3 minute protection, but then after that, it was boom, 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 boom. You could just keep going. Whereas doesn't matter. Like doesn't matter which way you're going. You got that 5 minute timer. You know, because for example, right in the 1.0, I could tile this one. Let's go back here. I could tile this one, right? And once the protection is done, I can go to this one, and I can go boom. Once that's done, I can just keep going, right? Which is much, much, much faster. Or you can go linear. You can go across. You could go sideways, and then just clean stuff very, very quick. I agree that I miss the tiling. I mean, it does make sense with this game. What's up, Evan? Because now it's formation, so you have a lot more. You know, it's four commanders per. You know, per formation, but you can still tile. I mean, we still tile with one commander, so it wouldn't really be an issue. Exactly, and that's where I think that for me that's a bit boring. You know, like we've been fighting here all day, or 1 or 2 days, but I can't even remember now. You know, you don't really move. It's a battle of resistance now instead of battle of any kind. I agree with any kind of strategy. That is very, very boring. You know, but that's and I think what I mean by strategy is not just necessarily like movement on the map, but strategy in terms of like who we're gonna attack and what we're going to do. You know, it has become this whole thing. You know, let's kind of all make it fun for everybody and kind of meet in the middle. That's for me the strategy that I'm more talking about is the less diplo and and more fighting. That's what I'm talking about. Because look, guys, if you're saying, oh yeah, but there's because of the passes, there isn't really much you can do. Well, you can if you're choosing to go Erebor. You have these guys next to you, so these are your immediate enemies right now. You know. So if you don't want to fight these guys, then you choose another spawn region. Okay, I'm gonna be Arnor because I want to actually fight. I want to fight Angmar. I want to go after them and then go for the ring. So you have choices. You know. Rune and Erebor don't have open passes there as season starts. Well, that's a choice they're gonna make though. But at the same time, they're usually well protected in this region. What I'm saying is that the pastimes create the available enemies. True, but that's why choosing the land you start is very important. Don't a lot of people wanted to start in Arnor because they wanted Wuzzes, the Wuzzes archers. That's a choice that they made if that was the priority, right? So I mean, I agree, guys. There should be changes. The whole making the Gale region everywhere here is kind of rough because Or no, the Gale region is fine, I guess. I'm not even sure how I feel about the Gale region now. You know, being able to take armies with eagles and stuff in the middle. Definitely should be improvements to how the strategy is. But the first thing that we should improve is how we decide to play. You know? Because even in 1.0, there was already a lot of Diplo going on. So the map made it worse. I 100% agree. The pass has made it worse. 100% agree. I personally don't like the timers. If you want to make the tile system like this, cool. Personally, I think they should remove the timer. Give a protection. Put the protection back if you want. But remove the timer. Now, what I would do is I would make who's coming here? Ooh, let's go. Oh, let's go. Support my teammate here. Right now, what I would do is I would remove the timer normally, but I would give the protection back. The other thing that I would do is I would add a ring ability for leaders like they have in Rings of Power, where then they could activate a timer with like a special ability. Let's say, right, we see that an enemy is coming into our lands. We want to delay them. Like, yes, arcane, exactly, like arcane arts, but not make it 15 minutes. Who on earth thought that 15-minute timer on a tile was a good idea? It should be 5 minutes. It should be 0 unless they use this ring ability. Then it becomes 5 minutes. 5 minutes is good. It's good enough. It's a good delay for players. 5 minutes. That's great. If you're not using arcane arts, then it should be 0. It has a 2-minute protection. Other than that, it's 0. Something in those lines, you know? Yeah, the war. I enjoyed the war horn too, Yavanna. I enjoyed it too. It was a cool little system. Better for me, funner than fortresses. Funner than fortresses for me. Yo, put Siegfried on the blast, Riv. Yes, go. All right. Oh, okay, we took the 9 spot. We passed my boy Isaac. We got the 9 spot guy. We're top 10 for the season. Raven. Coming for you. Let's see if we can make it, bro. See if we can make it. So everybody's at 2 million right now. Kits and Caboodle is at 2.06. That means I need 60,000. 60,000 to get up to her level. Can we do it? We sure can. Can we do it? When can we do it? That's the question. Raven is moving like John Wick. Yeah, he doesn't stop. I never see me just. Oh, yeah, I have a couple of reports. Let me look at the reports here. What's más se quieres? Jack Skellington. I shall be. That's a lot. That is a lot of reports, man. What are you doing? Let's have a crack at them. I trying to find out who Jack Skellington is. By the way, I don't know. Bro, you missing some defense here, bro? What are you doing? All right, looks pretty solid. All right, C6. This guy ain't no small player. Right, I mean, not a bad result versus the boy Raven. Z7, 233 defense. Oof. Z12, high defense too. Z11 and the Z12. I mean, of course, he's cheaper units for him, but solid, man. Solid results. Is that Mr. Slay? I don't know. I thought Mr. Slay spoke Portuguese. Why is he writing in Spanish to me? Yo, are you Mr. Slay, boy? Let's see. Is there the history there? No history, so can't know. Oh, it is. Yes, it is Mr. Slay. There you go, Vessi. All right, let's go with Myth Love. Myth Love tends to do well. I know things. You sure do, man. Look, that's funny. Myth Love does so. I mean, I'm assuming quite expensive troops too, though. I mean, so is he. Little bit of madness for my love. The Raven. Ooh, that is. I mean, he's using T1 scouts though. Okay, that is a big hit though. Not gonna lie. I mean, cheap, very cheap for him compared to you, but that's a good hit. Look at that. That's okay. Where is his Sauron? Why is that, Vessi? Bunch of Sauron noobs in this. Okay. Uses focus. Interesting. Ah, you're right. He does use a lot of focus. Not my first choice. Not my first choice. I just ignore it. Ignore the focus. Looks good. Looks good. Ooh, let's see that hit from Law. I mean, Slay. I'm gonna have to assume you lost at least one fight. If you're not gonna show anything you lost, man. You don't think Sauron is good as a tank then, Vessi? Oh, true. Yeah, I would use Sauron as a tank if it was the Undying build. Undying would be the tank. Sauron will definitely be troop damage. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Wow. Z6 key room, Z12. Wow. Like that. See, 77k. Beautiful. Wow. Holy moly. Z4. This star is a commander I don't see often. Fully refined. Fully refined. All right. Yep, I gotcha. Let's see. One problem I see a lot of Krakens forget what it's like with smaller accounts. Some builds just don't work for the smaller like they do for the bigs. For sure. I agree. I get your point. Kirun good now? Yeah, I mean Kirun is very decent. Very decent. There are a couple of nice builds with him. I mean, some people want to use him as a tank. I'm still trying to build him as a troop damage commander. CC and troop damage. I like his R4. Kirun's the last see what RNG can do commander for sure. I mean, he can go nothing or 15 anomalies in a fight. I think I have to give it to. I have to give it to Reaper on this one. The Bone Crusher. 209. Oh, Bone Crusher got crushed. He's raising a lot of T2s. I still think he had the better of it. I did play him as my tank, but I liked him more in the team that I'm running as a troop damage, personally. That's the free to play Bone Crusher. I think Jimmy's already in there, Vessi. It's a surprise, Riv. I can't tell. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to fight you at some point. Oh, you're gonna have to taste it. Just kidding. I'll keep you wondering for a little longer. All right, I gotta build some more troops, guys. You know what? Oh man, leaked plans Gondor attacking Angmar. Oh, I don't know. This is world chat, so I don't know. Is it? That's why I never open faction or fellowship, because I don't know what stuff is in there, and I don't want to be the ones sharing stuff that I shouldn't. Did they have the courage to shut the offer with their players? Yeah, no idea what's going on here. I'm out of here. Good night, fellow. Take care, Alex. I appreciate you stopping by, brother. I think I can confidently claim I have fastest scout in the game. Well, show me a report then. Fastest gun in the West. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really enjoying seeing Selenith's. She's doing an incredible job. This little build of hers is just awesome. This is the best way to get merits and lose the fewest troops as possible. Look at this, 217 versus 110. Look at all these expensive troops. It's crazy. Love it. I mean, I'm fighting her, and I get most of my I get more troops taken than she. No, I take hers. But it's just nice to see, though. It's a cool build. It's a really cool build. I mean, look at that, 3,500, losing a fifth, less than a fifth of troops, giving the enemy like 1,500 merits. The guys we're losing more than half of our armies, getting 1,500 merits, while she's getting 3,500 to like 4,500. No, I know they will, but this is a beautiful build. Yeah, of course, but that's why she built it this way. She wants to lose the least amount of troops and do the maximum amount of damage as possible. And it makes sense. Well, she doesn't have a shadow. She's using a Scowl Helm. You know, in Saruman, look at this. Look at the amount of damage the Undying is doing. Hey, it is annoying, but I think if it's working for her, why shouldn't she use it? It's fine. Exactly. Hate the game, not the player, if they're letting this happen. It's a full damage Undying. I love it. I think it's incredible. Look at the amount of attack that he has. Beautiful. I don't know. She never, equal as in somebody that's fighting the same, or if she was full, Vessi. Oh, sorry, guys. Let me remove my big head here. Give me a second. I forget. The camera. Here. 265 attack. Oh, she still does a lot of damage. I'll show you a couple reports of mine versus her. Oh, not that one. Jeez. Here. Let me show you mine. She does extremely well. Riv, I'll show a couple too. So let's see, a couple that I hit. I can't remember when was the last time I hit her, but I think it might have been today. But it might have been one of the ones that I hit multiple stacks. Let's see if I can find a quick one. She still does incredibly well. Where is Bombadil? Come on. Oh, I think, give me a sec. I think I saved a couple. Here we go. Look at this, Vessi. Oh, that's not one. But I mean, look. Similar, maybe no, not the same level. That wasn't versus me. Give me a second. There is. Okay, look at this. This is a very, very good build. There are a couple of ways to counter it, though. I just haven't built the commanders too yet, but I'm gonna teach her a lesson later in the season. Like, you know what? You don't mess with my commanders, man. Yeah, I mean, it's incredible though. Think about it. You know, I got 1,400 merit from hitting that, and she got like 4,000. In this fight, 3,500. 3,500 merit when I lost more than half of my army, and then she lost a fifth, less than about a fifth of her army, and got more merit. Doesn't Gala need Z to be truly effective though? Can you really do what Vessi can with an R10? You can do very similar. You can do similar. There are a few bits that you need with Gala. You know, I'll let Vessi type, but to proc more, to get the whole thing. So 5/5. I mean, no, you can do decent for sure. Look, because what you want to do is you want to go full into the bottom R0 for the madness. 5 out of 5 for top R0 for the double procs on the focus for the heals. You want the full cleanse on the R5, on the R4, and going 5 out of 5, 5 out of 10 on the R2 is good enough as you improve your relics in your the refines on the relic. R10 is decent. So at level 50. So yeah, you do fine. She just gets better and better as not even getting higher respect at that point. It's just like refining the relics. The relic. It gets better and better. So definitely a more whale, commander. Let's see, we gotta start cooking some troops again. Yeah. I'm with Vessi on this one. Vessi's our Gala Whisperer, so. So the other one, I'm gonna need some half trolls, I believe. There we go. All right. Yeah, Undyings are good. There's a lot of supports that you only need them. You only need them essentially at R4. Sauron is definitely one of them. We don't need to go higher. Selena sitting on that 200 tile waiting for some poor soul to attack. Is that where she is? Witch King? Yeah, I like him as a support. It is fun. Where is it? Yeah, that's what she does. She just waits. Like, nobody wants to hit her. They just avoid. So there are a couple of ways to counter her. Couple? I know at least one. So I'll build it out and see how that goes. Because she's only trying to survive the first few rounds. Marshwood is definitely one of them. I haven't seen... My Guahir is not yet in PvP. He will be later in the season. I'm working on the other 3 formations. But I haven't seen any reports from Guahirs in our server yet. Oh, jeez. It's very late. Okay, 5 more minutes and we get the boost on the resources. Let's go. Let's go. I need 12 more tiles. Forgot about that. This Gil still gets hit hard sometimes. Someone in Panda runs him and it's not great, sadly. I mean, he does suffer a bit. Go out here. I saw an R6 one beating up Zenith 8+ full meta comp. Well, where's that report, Vessi? Where is that? Is that in the Discord? Come on, man. Give us spill the beans. Where is it at? I'm gonna wait for that report now. You gonna sleep all on stream? Yeah, most likely. I wish I could build a pop bird for myself. Let's see where we are. I need some more resources. I need more grain. I don't have reach for that one. Oh, here we go, baby. Let's go. Grain. Ooh, 41 minutes. That's fine. It's not like I'm not gonna sleep. Oh, see, he can take all of these grain ones for now. Just need some more grain, baby. All right. I'm waiting for that report. If Vessi can send, we can have a quick look, and then we'll close the stream with that. Oh, here we go. Sorry, give me a second. Where is the report? Oh, here we go. All right, look at that. Let's see the fastest scowl in the game. 71 plus 14. Well, you're missing the initiative. That would make you the fastest scout, wouldn't it? All right, let me have a look. I mean, extremely expensive build. But yes, let's show this report here from Vessi. Nice. I mean, this is extremely fast though. Let's see the report versus Soneth. A much smaller loss, but yeah, still. This build just does. This build does really well. I mean, she also lost way less, only 1,300 in this one. Oh, that's crazy. Looks good, Riv. Looks good. All right, let's have a look at the report Vasti just sent, and then we'll close the stream on these 3 reports. Here we go, boys and girls. Let me remove my camera. All right, can you guys see this? All right, so look at this. It's Clang from Utes fighting Pyro Husker. Big player. So 69,000 from Guajir, 116K from Clang, 66,000 from Helm, and 105 from our boy Elmer. This is the first one. Second one, he survived even a little bit more, but he didn't fully wipe them. 121 from Isildur, 129 from Elmer, 39 from Helm, and 34 from Guajir. And the last one, 132 from Elmer, 55,000, 85 from Isildur, and 80,000 from Guajir. Good reports though. A lot of HP on that build. But I mean, a win is a win. I'm waiting for my next Arta chest of 93 Methyms. Yeah, boy. Let's go. Look at that. You guys get to see us claim these. And then get the free over here. See if we get lucky. Let's see if you guys get me luck. Let's go. Full pull. A full pull. Let's go. Never mind. No problemo. Oh, Heart of Hero. Gotta do that one. Let's do this. Also, we need these things. Come on, baby. Let's go. Gotta do these. Get the boost. Gotta get the boost. All right. Almost 200K. Yeah, baby. Let's go. All right. Do the tips later. Get the XP. Got Gil from that chest. Sweet. I'm gonna post see the rest of the reports in the chat. Ooh, that's nasty. I'll post it in the chat. In the Discord too. You at ring 120? I'm finished with ring already. Yeah, I already finished everything. So I'm just the ones I haven't done are just ones that are really aren't really as important. Like this is not very I usually pretty active on these moments, so I don't need that. The trails I'll do the last thing, and I guess the next ones will be recuperation. Yeah, but the boost here, the extra 10% is nice. I got 100. I get 120 tomorrow, I think. Then I'm slowly fighting on my base. Oh, fighting on your base. Fighting? What do you mean fighting on your base? Oh, okay. The one to protect the base. Oh, gotcha. I got it. Just waiting for people to come to you. Good idea until you get uprooted and you got 2 million resources to pay. Oh, good one. Oh, geez, my camera's on. All right, guys, look. It's the way that they're, that's the quick buck that they made from the ring, Robs, 100 bucks from each player. Maybe more for the amount of, gems that it takes for you to use. It's 1,000 per level, 5,000 per level. Imagine that. So probably more than 100 bucks. Maybe more or less. All right, guys, you know, it's 1 in the morning for me. I would like to stay until 6 p.m. tomorrow, but I gotta get some rest because tomorrow we shall be back. All right, hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. I know we went on, you know, we talked about a lot of different interesting things today. If it helped, great. If it doesn't help, we're still here. But I hope it does, and I hope it, at least it helps people understand what the idea is for the server, potentially for the future servers that we try to set up, is to allow for different plays, for different things to happen, so people can talk about, you know, oh, this server was so epic because of this and this, and no, that's part of the fun. I know it ain't always easy and it ain't always fun to lose, but I've been on your guys' side where, you know, I've lost multiple times, so be the agent of chaos you want to see in the world, fellow. The new ring, yes, the new ring it's that easily finishing the season. Yes, for sure. Rob's nice, see you tomorrow, and also speed up the items last longer than just for in season. Also, the speed up items last longer than just for in season. Also, so you can save up. I don't do those ones. I mean, if they don't have the little timer on the top, I know they last like these ones. See, these will go into until later. Oh yes, for sure. Yes, they do. They don't get reset anymore. So we're good there. All right, guys. Have a great evening. Have a beautiful evening or a morning. Some of you guys are like in Australia and New Zealand, that side of the world. So have a great day, great evening. I appreciate all your guys' time. I know time is precious. I enjoy doing this. I hope you enjoy being part of this. And we'll be back tomorrow. All right, take care. See you guys later. Ooh, 3 a.m. Sheesh. All right, get some rest in. Take care, guys.